Fully provide feedback, help the team achieve its goals, build the team's confidence and pride, and help them to succeed. For our edification tonight, we have to speak Mr. Jack Revere.
Toastmasters is where leaders are made. All edified leaders know how to give effective feedback. They also try to learn how to give an opening when their opening joke is taken away from them. In order to be an effective leader, to give effective feedback, you have to have clear, precise goals, objectives, and standard performance for your team. And when you give feedback, you have to watch closely. It's just like giving an evaluation. It's exactly what you're doing now when you're supervising somebody. You watch closely what they're doing. And then, just like now, just like when I'm finished, you'll give effective feedback. Comes by giving it immediately. Done. Because an evaluation given 2 or 3 days later, the guy forgot what he did. And it's not very important. So you have to give feedback immediately so that it's fresh in their mind what you want them to correct. Now you also have to give positive feedback. It can't just all be negative. And when you give it, you have to be specific. You have to say exactly what it is they're doing. They're waving back and forth like I always do. So you have to tell them exactly what it is that they're doing and how your performance affects the rest of the team. For instance, if you have them stocking shelves and they're putting them on the wrong shelf, you want to explain to them that that's not the shelf it goes on the other shelf. But you don't want to be negative. You don't want to say, you're putting those on the wrong shelf. You have to say, I noticed that in the other stores, they have all these on the second shelf. Let's put them there. So you have to be specific and clear on what it is you want them to do. You want to give them positive feedback as well as negative feedback. And you always want to end on a positive note. Because if you add on a negative note, you might get results that you're not particularly looking for. Sort of like the guy who was married 30 years and his wife says, how would you describe me? And he says, oh, like the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, adorable, beautiful, cute, delightful, enticing. Glamorous, foxy, and hot. Well, what about IJK? Oh, I'm just kidding. You might suffer a black eye or something from giving that kind of feedback. You want to make sure it's positive so you get the results that you want. And then you have to follow up. You have to observe them a couple days later or maybe even an hour later and make sure that they're carrying through with the suggestions that you gave to them. And you can't just let feedback go. If somebody's doing something wrong, you have to jump on it right away. Because if you let it slide, it affects all the other team members. So it's one of the keys to being a effective leader. You have to edify your crew as to what you like. Mr. Toastmaster.